Hi everyone, my name is Rosalinda Chavez, and my presentation is on the RiteCare Childhood Language Center of Bakersfield specifically. For my presentation, I'm going to be going over the history of the agency, the location, who is the agency and who they serve, services provided, the procedures for services, days and times of operations, the donations and community support, and the contact info. For the agency history, the agency is part of the California Scottish Rite Foundation. It's a program that assists for the RiteCare Childhood Language Centers, which began in the 1950s to serve children with speech and language disorders. The Bakersfield branch opened in 2022, and since its opening, it has provided diagnostic evaluations and therapy services free of charge to families. So each year, they provide services to over 2,300 children. For my locations, specifically the one in Bakersfield is located on 1920 18th Street. It's centered in the Kern County region, serving children in Bakersfield and surrounding communities. But this foundation also has an additional 19 locations across California, and here I have them all provided. So, who is the agency? It is a private nonprofit clinic operated under the California Scottish Rite Foundation. This foundation aims on providing children with speech language, literacy, and education programs. All services provided for children are free of charge thanks to grants and donations. This agency serves children ages 18 months to 12 years old with speech, language and literacy disorders. And the disorders that are assisted, we have articulation, phonology, stuttering, child apraxia of speech, expressive language, receptive language, social language, argumentative, and alternative communication. So it's staffed by licensed, board certified speech language pathologists, which is what I'm aiming for my career. And then they do have a mission statement on their website. It's help children find their voice, and I did include it here. So the services provided by the agency. We have the diagnostic evaluations, which is a complete speech language evaluation to identify communication disorders. We do have therapy sessions. We either have one-on-one or small group therapy to assist for further needs. And then we have parent involvement. So observations of sessions and home activity recommendations for parents to do at home with their children, which is very helpful for children to continue progressing. Additional services, we do have the therapy begins by the specific orders. For example, articulation, it starts with therapy with sound production errors, substitution, and deletion of sounds. And then we also have stuttering, which is disruptions in fluency. We have childhood apraxia of speech, which then they will evaluate brain muscle coordination issues for speech. We have expressive and receptive, and then we have trouble expressing thoughts or understanding language. We have social language, which is navigating conversations in social contexts. And then AAC, we have supporting children who use or may use argumentative or alternative communication devices. So the procedure for services and referrals. On their website, there is a referral process. Families can contact the agency through phone, but I think it's more helpful and easier for them to go directly on the website and fill out the form. I ask a couple questions. We have the parent and guardian's name, email address, the child's name, phone number, child's date of birth. We have a brief description of concerns, current or past services, and down below, I ask if your child has an IEP or IFSP, and then does the child have up to date for their shots. So I'll ask a couple questions for the child, and then they'll get back to you through your email or phone number. And then for the license, they do have licensed board certified speech language pathologists, as I mentioned before, and they provide assessment and design a treatment plan. So once accepted, the child receives up to a certain value of free services, up to $7,000, depending on the child's needs, and is at no cost for the family. And then there's ongoing therapy sessions, parent guardian education, and hope activities until the child progresses. For the day and time of operations, we have Friday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, 9 a.m. to 2 p.m., and they're closed from Saturday to Monday. For donations, so if you want to support RiteCare Bakersfield, like I said, it's 100% funded by donations and grants. So ways to help, you can make a monetary donation on their website. Here, it'll give you a little description. You can either do one-time, monthly, or yearly donations. We have $25 up to $25,000, or you can insert any amount. You also could attend fundraising events hosted by the California Scottish Rite Foundation. They do update them on their Facebook, which I did put right here, and on their Instagram. So they have some all over California. They recently did like a concert. It was like a festival. So they did accumulate funds for that as well. You could volunteer help spread awareness through local schools and parent groups. It's not associated with schools. We could always spread awareness. And then, like I mentioned here, every dollar directly supports therapy for a child who otherwise might go without help. So your gift gives the child the voice. So I actually donated $50. So it's very simple, very straightforward. You just go on the website and you could donate and just insert any amount. It doesn't have to be the one listed. You could just press other, and then you could also make a comment if you like. And then I did mention here, go ahead and follow Facebook and Instagram for updates and upcoming fundraisers as well. For the agency information, this is their address, phone number, email, and website. It's pretty simple to get a hold of them. On the maps, I will say they're not directly associated under Google Maps as RiteCare Childhood Language Center of Bakersfield. Instead, it's with their foundation. So it's Scottish Rite Bodies. So that's how you would find it on the maps. And then this is the address for the Bakersfield location. We have 1920 18th Street, their phone number, and their email, just in case you want to get in touch with them. But like I said, it's very simple to get in touch through the website, but they do have a phone number and email just in case. And my references. Thank you for listening to my presentation.